Hello, it's July 19th, 2014 here on the Prairie Orchard. We're up in the apple orchard right now. I'm going to show you a little bit about the growth of our trees, but also specifically the very first fruit of our apple orchard. We're in July, which means flowers of a yellow variety here on the Prairie Orchard. Lots of flowers of a yellow variety. We'll take a look at these gray-headed coneflowers at another time and start walking down the north row of our trees. Here is the very first fruit of our apple orchard on this very young Esopus Spitzenberg apple tree. We have a lone apple that is now probably about 2.5 inches in diameter. In the second to last week of August. This is our prize fruit, and we're hoping that it makes it to September or so when we can harvest this fruit and taste it. The very first apple of our young apple orchard. Esopus Spitzenberg. Our pear trees have been much more precocious than our apple trees. Admittedly, this tree has been in the ground 1 year longer and was planted older than most of our apple trees. It was sold as a bosque, although in the second year of fruiting, I am beginning to get suspicious that this is not bosque, as we have nice red pears that have developed last year and this year very little russetine. In another tree which was planted just last year and which was much younger than the bosque at the time of planting is our white Doyenne, which continues to hold on to a large portion of the fruitlets that we saw earlier this past spring. And these fruit are starting to turn red as well. They're only about 1 inch in diameter at this point, and I'm hoping that they get a little more size with time. It is not surprising they are small, as this is a very young tree and it has a significant amount of fruit to support. And there are the rest of my young pear trees, none of which are bearing any fruit as of yet. We will introduce you to them at a later date. As we've already mentioned, we are a no spray operation, and that so far has not been a big deal. Last year we actually had a great grape crop without any spraying. This year it looks like the grapes have taken a little bit of a hit from pests, and I'm not sure what to think about that, but I am pretty confident that I'm going to stay no spray. So that's one grape vine, and here's another. The good news is that the grapevines are doing quite well in this nice cool summer with lots of rain, and they're doing some significant growth. Our flowering quince is also doing quite well. We see a number of fruit, probably more fruit than we've actually ever had on this small bush before. And in another couple months those will be falling off. We'll pick them up. We don't actually use them for making pies and jams and such yet. We don't have enough, but we have been taking the very fragrant fruit and leaving them in our office or in the living room because they emit a really wonderful odor. Our green Bartlett tree continues to carry that handful of pears that we saw earlier, and they are getting bigger and beginning to show a little bit of a blush. Up here, that's probably more than a blush in the right-hand pear. I'm looking forward to tasting these with my daughter Sophia.